Hello Virgo, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts, focusing on a reading for the Divine Masculine and the masculine who is coming towards you at this point in time. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's coming forward from their shadow self, their shadow side, and messages from their higher self. General reading as always, Virgo. It's not going to resonate with every single person, so please do take from it, as always, what makes sense for you and release the rest. If you are interested in your own reading, that information is down below in the description box. I will include a link to the decks and creators that you do see here today, and cross-watchers are absolutely welcome. So let's begin. So what I'm going to be doing this time around, Virgo, is we're going to be pulling letters that could be a part of your masculine's name, and then we'll grab some zodiac signs here. Now, since I'm only pulling a limited amount of letters and signs, that doesn't mean that if it doesn't come up for your person that the reading cannot resonate for you. So you might want to listen, of course, to the messages. So let's grab 6, okay? Starting with this one, we've got a V. So we might have a Vincent, a Vanessa. We've got J, John, James, so many J names. Y, Yvonne is what comes to mind. We've got K, Kenneth, Kim, Karen. We have M, Mike, Matthew, Melissa, so many names coming through. And then we have an I right here, okay? Interesting, because if we were to rearrange that, we do have a Kim here. Okay, so that could be a person's name that you're thinking about. That could be your name, you the viewer. All right, so however way those letters play a part in the connection, it could even be a combination of both of your names. So let's go ahead and grab some signs here for the collective. Okay, starting with Capricorn, we have Aries, Leo, Pisces, we have Libra, and one more, your own sign of Virgo. So your person could also be a Virgo, or they could have Virgo in their chart. All right, so let's go ahead and see what specific messages need to come through here, tapping into your masculine's shadow side first. So I'm going to pull from the Twin Flame Shadows deck by Mystic Moon. All right, Virgo, here we go. So focusing on the masculine here, and what might be creating some challenges and obstacles in the partnership because of what is in their shadow. Let's see. What's in the shadows? We have uncomfortable. Okay, so things could be a little bit awkward and uncomfortable between you and your masculine right now. Dependent. Okay, there could be this codependent energy as well that's being exchanged between the two of you. And then we've got a masculine in this pitiful energy. They might have really done something that, as you can see from this image, I mean, they've been brought down to their knees here. This could be about self-pity as well. That they've done something that really ruined this relationship and the connection. And also, for some of you, if you guys still interact in some way, shape, or form, you know, you might run across each other and it's just really awkward and uncomfortable. And if things were codependent, for example, there could also be this toxic element between the two of you, or other people are codependent on them. They could also have children, people who depend on them. Okay, so that's what's coming through from that. Let's go ahead and add to this with some additional guidance from the Moody Moon Messages Masculine Edition by Sister Moon Tarot. So Virgo, focusing on the Divine Masculine that is coming towards you. What else do we need to know when it comes to this person? Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on the Divine Masculine. And we've got these two. We have angry, volatile, explosive, non-communicative. You could also have a masculine who has a temper. And then we've got rigid, cold, unyielding, and detached. But look at the bottom card. We've got calm, balanced, trusting, happy. So I feel when it comes to your masculine here that they have two sides to them. You know, one side tends to be a little bit more moody, and they could have a temper. They could have anger issues that they need to deal with. You might also be dealing with a masculine, as this card says, you know, they're unyielding. They tend to be very rigid in their way of thinking or how they do things in their life. Once they've made up their mind that it's their way or the highway, that makes very little room for compromise in their relationships. But then we've got this very calm energy. So they might have evolved from who they were before, because life brought them down to their knees. It kind of taught them a lesson. It woke their ass up. You know, letting them know, it's like, look, you can't be continuing to treat people like this and expecting to find happiness in your life. You can't be coming in as this thunderstorm and expecting calm waters, you know? That's not going to happen. They could have also created a lot of situations in their life and their relationships, whether romantic or not, where they weren't acting from a place of balance. They brought themselves out of sync because of things that they've done, things that they've said, that created trust issues in their partnership, therefore preventing them or self-sabotaging their own progress as far as finding happiness with you, with their friends, with family, just overall, all their relationships were involved in that. Because I feel it's not just their romantic connections where they created very uncomfortable situations for themselves. And when life isn't going the way they'd like, it pisses them off. And, you know, because they're not happy in their own life, that's a ripple effect that they create in their own life and other relationships. And then they make other people unhappy. And they anger other people. They could have done this to you as well. You know, you guys could have had a painful exchange of words. There could have been really some very volatile conversations that happened for some of you. And for my feminines, what I'm also getting is that if they didn't treat you right, you could have created this very cold energy. You could have walked away from this masculine. You could have detached and found balance and peace and happiness in your own life because they couldn't offer that to you. Okay, so we'll have to add tarot to that, of course, but that's what's coming through so far. That's what's coming through from your masculine's shadow side. Okay, so let's clarify it with some tarot. I'm going to pull from my tarot teacher here. Angels and spirit guides, please focusing on the divine masculine for this Virgo reading. The masculine who is coming towards the feminine. Are they different? Have they learned? Have they matured? Have they found balance and happiness within themselves in order to offer that to the feminine now? Well, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Destiny. Good luck. Good karma. Changes. New cycles. Finally, things turning in your favor, divine feminine, when it comes to this masculine. That's because I feel, because of this calm energy, they helped to turn that wheel in a more positive direction. Wow. We've got this Eight of Swords. Some of you guys could be dealing with an air sign here. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. I've already got Libra right there. So they could have allowed themselves to be imprisoned in their thoughts. They could have felt really powerless to do anything to fix this before. This is someone who's paralyzed by their fears, by anxiety. You know, again, brought down to their knees, feeling pitiful or wanting pity from other people. But my feminines, Virgo, this is you. You're successful in every aspect of your life, you know, because this could be a businesswoman right here. Your social life is fine. You keep busy. You're very giving to others, but you're giving to yourself as well. You're not depleting yourself. You're able to stand on your own 2 feet. You're able to provide for yourself. You could be, for some of you, the feminine here could be the more mature, older divine counterpart in this connection. It's either there's quite a substantial age gap for some of you, or it's just a little bit of one. But I'm getting that for some of you, that the masculine could be younger. Nine of Pentacles, look at that. Financially independent. That is what I'm getting from my feminines. You don't need this masculine to provide for you in any way. You can do that for yourself. You are successful. You are abundant in your own right. Some of you guys could have had children together, as I've mentioned. Could have been a family here. But my feminines, you're doing all right. And then we've got the Five of Cups here. So, you know, your masculine, they've experienced disappointment. They have experienced perhaps abandonment in their life. People who have disappointed them and left them. And if they haven't taken the time to heal from that, that could be how they conduct themselves in their romantic relationships. When things get to be too challenging, they leave, they run. But I feel when it comes to the masculine here, they've got a lot of regrets. A lot of regrets over how they conducted themselves in the partnership before. This is what they want with you, Virgo. Okay? Ace of Pentacles, abundance, manifestation. Again, when it comes from my feminines, I really feel you're doing quite well for yourself. Certainly monetarily, your career looks really amazing here. You're able to offer yourself stability and security in your life. But when it comes to your masculine, they want a new beginning here. Because the Ace of Pentacles can also be a solid offer towards marriage, towards long-term commitment. So we could have had a very unreliable masculine here before, but I feel with that Wheel of Fortune getting things moving in the right direction, and then we've got the Ace of Pentacles, things will eventually start moving in your favor here, Virgo, when it comes to your connection with your masculine. Looks pretty good. It didn't look good before, but I feel there's been a shift in the energy here between you and the masculine, which is good. That needed to happen because there's this calm energy now where, in fact, before it was anything but that. Okay, so let's add to this with some additional guidance from the Heart and Soul Whispers of Love deck by Jennifer Aquarius Tarot. So we're going to take a look at the masculine's higher self now and where they're at and what it is that needs to come through here. Angels and spirit guides for Virgo, focusing on the masculine who's coming towards the feminine from their higher self. I don't care if you are with someone else, I want you to. So perhaps this masculine knows, and this is only coming through for some of you, this will not apply to everybody. If you're already with someone else, Divine Feminine, you've got a masculine here who still wants you, despite the fact that they perhaps recognize that you're with someone else. They can't stop thinking about you. I can't shake you off my mind. This could have also been what happened before, where despite knowing that you were with someone else, they pursued the connection and could have turned into a third-party situation. Okay, take that only if it makes sense. They're clearly still thinking about you. If I reach out, will you accept my apology? They have a lot to apologize for, I feel. They recognize now that you are the best thing that ever happened to them. Take this only if it makes sense, because again, it's not going to apply to everybody. I changed my phone number. That could be you, Divine Feminine, preventing your masculine from reaching out, perhaps, especially if they were just not very nice to you before. Okay? They had a lot of anger issues, or you guys were just constantly bickering and fighting over the phone, maybe. So you could have changed your number, so that put a stop to that. And look at this next card. Don't contact me, sorry, I have moved on. I'm feeling this possibly for my feminines here. You changed your number and you're letting your masculine know, to not contact you, that you have moved on. Now, if that represents past energies of what you've said to them before, maybe that's why it's coming through for some of you. So, if you haven't heard from this masculine, that could be because you don't want to hear from them, or you've blocked them, which prevents them from reaching out, calling, texting, reaching out on social media, however that is. And more than likely because you have moved on to another relationship. Take that if it makes sense. But what's jumping out here is, despite the circumstances that you guys have had to deal with, they're still thinking about you. They now know and recognize that you're the best thing that ever happened to them. And so this could have been a missed opportunity for this masculine because they failed to recognize your worth, the connection, and what it represented back then. They could have taken you for granted, Divine Feminine. And so if you weren't in a relationship back then, maybe you are now. You could have already moved on from this masculine, but it's still coming through that they want to come towards you. They want to reach out. They know that they hurt you. They said some very hurtful things. They want to apologize. It's up to you, of course, if you're able to accept that apology. If they're even able to reach you at this point, because some of you might have changed your phone number here. All right, so let's add to this with messages from the Love Journey deck by Bridget of Divine Essentials. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on the masculine and their higher self. I'm getting too that we might have some stubborn divine masculines here, where you might have even told them, it's like, you can't call me anymore, but they still want to. For Virgo, divine masculine. My love will rise through the coldest of times. Okay? Going back to this card. Rigid, cold, unyielding, detached. So again, I'm feeling that the tables have turned here. That my feminine, your masculine could have given you the cold shoulder. They could have left you out in the cold. And the tables have turned. So, it could have been you that detached and moved on with your life. And so now things are cold, and they're feeling that cold from you. But they want you to know that they want to be able to rise above this. Is it possible? I can't do this without you. You see? They can't. At the end of the day, there's nothing that they can do if you're not on the same page, if you're not on board. They can try to will this into existence all they want, but they can't do it without you. Look at this. I've been waiting for your call, all right? And the reason why that is because they can't call you if you changed your number. And if you're the one that basically said, don't contact me, I've moved on. So we have some masculines here who are still hoping and wishing for that phone to ring or for that text to come in, despite the circumstances. I'm so lost without you in my life. All of these things from their higher self, feeling lost, feeling, down on their luck. But with that Wheel of Fortune, things are going to shift and change. And bottom of the deck, I can't breathe without you next to me. They're feeling quite lost here. Just no sense of direction without the feminine is what I'm getting here. But I'm also getting, Divine Feminine, that your masculine really did this to themselves. This could have all been avoided, I feel. All right, let's grab some tarot to clarify this. I'm going to pull from my Modern Day Seers Tarot and Oracle Tarot with a twist. If you are new to my channel or if you're unfamiliar with this deck, it's a deck that I created for advanced beginners. It has upright and reversed meanings. The twist includes new oracle messages, new court cards. It's a big deck, about 117 cards altogether. But it's definitely a lot of fun using this one when you're wanting to learn how to read for yourself. All right, Virgo, what else do we need to know? The High Priestess. So my feminines, you're just trusting your gut and intuition here. It's a card of inaction, so you're not going to do anything. You're waiting on your masculine to do something. We've got Archangel Michael coming in to help. Okay, so I am your warrior angel to help you fight your fears when it comes to manifesting your dreams and finding love. Countless romantic connections turn into missed opportunities because we allow our fears to create barriers. I'm here to help you overcome these challenges. I can offer you the guidance you seek as well as the strength and bravery to act on that guidance. Bravery isn't the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. If you're struggling with your nerves to pursue your love interest, call on me. Archangel Michael is here to help the masculine to reach out to the feminine. They might just succeed because look at this. We've got the Four of Wands, a reunion, a cause for a happy celebration. This can be a wedding for some of you. This represents a twin flame connection as well. Picking up off of fire energy for some of you guys also. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. We've got Leo and Aries right here represented already. So your masculine has had a breakthrough. They now have clarity of what it is that they need to do. They're ready to open up and be honest with you, Divine Feminine. They want to cut things out of their life that no longer serve a purpose. They know that they need to cut out acting like a fool, and coming towards you with a more aggressive, angry type energy. They need to cut that out. So this can be a very successful reunion for some of you through a new beginning. And then we've got the redwood tree here. So there's communication for sure that needs to happen here. Your masculine has learned. They've grown. They're better. They're older. They're more mature. So a new beginning and a reunion is possible, Divine Feminine. That's what's coming through here. So if you're hoping for the same through the High Priestess, you're just tapped into your intuition here. Perhaps you already feel it and know it. that that's a possibility of what your masculine wants to bring towards you. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this up with some dialogue messages from the masculine. So I'm going to pull from my Heavenly Hearts Oracle deck here. What is it that they want to say to you? Angels and spirit guides, please, for Virgo, focusing on the divine masculine, coming towards the feminine. What do they want to say? I dreamt you into existence. Maybe they thought of you, dreamt of you, visualized about manifesting someone like you in their life before you even came into their life. Or they're still dreaming about you right now to this day. My sexual fantasies about you are intensely climactic. It's out of this world. So that fantasy that they're having about you, certainly sexually, maybe you know that this is something that they enjoyed doing in the past, just fantasizing about those intimate moments with you. Well, it's still happening. Look at this. Let's make love until the sunlight turns to moonlight. Being together all day, every day, from morning to night. Those intimate moments, the sexual chemistry. When I miss you, I close my eyes, knowing you're just a memory away. And there's something pretty intense about their dreams about you. Look at this. I love it when you call me, just because. Okay, so remember, for some of the masculines here, because you've changed your number, or maybe you block them, there's no way for them to reach out. So they're waiting on you. So take that if it applies here. But when you guys were together, when times were good, maybe you would just call them randomly just to say hello, or to let them know that you're thinking about them, whatever the case might be. And it actually brightened their day. It made them happy. So that's what's coming through here, Divine Feminine. There might be something that happens here that gives you guys the opportunity to reconnect, despite how painful things might have been before. This person has changed, I feel. That seems to be a very common theme with some of the readings that are presenting itself when it comes to this masculine that's coming towards the feminine. They're different. Time has changed them for the better, is what I'm getting. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it, Virgo. I do hope whatever part of this made sense for you helps you on this journey when it comes to your masculine. And if you're interested in your own reading, that information is down below. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.